All right, my next guest is on the air right now. The homie Pronoun is with me right now. What's good, man?
Awesome. I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm good. For being on the show, man. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me.
So, first and foremost, congratulations on the release of your latest project, Contacts.
Hmm.
Um, I've heard the record, and I did play a song earlier. I played Law of Averages.
Oh,
Um,
awesome.
that's a dope record. And it is the type of record context that is so much needed. At a time like this, we're approaching a very crucial midterm elections. Um,
Yeah,
very
yeah. Are we, man?
so very so for your public service announcement to everyone out there, go out there and vote. Um, I get
Oh
the
yeah.
I get the anger. I get the frustrations. I get people feeling some type of way like Rich Homie Quan with these political ads and the commercials and the mails. But you know, we have heard what the politicians have to say. Now they're gonna hear what we have to say come Tuesday.
Exactly. And
So
like I feel like the thing that's like not to be lost within all of this, because we see it every day. It's easy to want to check out, and honestly, to be honest, sometimes you do, like in terms of like the chaos that's going on in terms of what's happening in America right now.
yeah,
Like it's hard to deal with. You know what I mean? Like I get it. Like it's hard to just have to look at it and deal with it, and every day it's something else, and something else is happening, and this is atrocity, and this is an outrage, and whatever. But the thing not to be lost within all of this is that the way and the reason why America is supposed to work as a country is that if everyone goes out and votes, and everyone votes based upon what they feel is best, then the general majority of people will rule the country. And the laws and the things that most of us pretty much agree on will be the things that'll be the law of the land. And things are not that way because the majority of us don't vote. And it's like, if there was ever a time to show that all politicians aren't the same and that everything isn't always going to remain business as usual dependent upon who the candidates are and what have you, and that we need to have people in each branch of government to be the checks and balances as they were designed to be, and not just kind of let one branch kind of run wild. Like, I mean, if you ever need an example, we ever needed a reason to vote, I mean, look around you. So, I mean, I can't say that it'll fix everything. I can't say that with different leaders that all of a sudden everything will be magically better or great or utopia. But, I mean, there's a point where you got to look around yourself and say, come on, we adults. We gotta make this shake. Like, we got to make something happen. This is looking away and just deciding to, I think it was Pericles that said, just because you don't have anything, just because you don't want anything to do with politics doesn't mean politics won't have anything to do with you. And I think that kind of puts it in like a good perspective. It's like we could sit here and say we're not going to vote because we don't believe in the system. It doesn't matter. But then the people that do vote will be the people that control the rules you have to live under. So let's go vote. I don't know. That's just how I feel about it. The album is designed to bring you to that point. Like the way it is and the way it's structured. Like Law of Averages is like the second song, the kind of, I know you played that one before. That's to kind of draw in that, like, hey, I'm a black person in America. I know. I know how we feel. Like, I know. Like, and then, like, let's talk about it. Let's talk about poverty. Let's talk about the laws. Let's talk about the internet and how social media has kind of warped our sense of right and wrong and impact and how our words affect people, and it's like, let's talk about all of that, and then at the end kind of bring it back to like, and hey, by the way, like, we should probably vote because not voting didn't work last time. So
very
yeah.
much, very much scary times, and it's time to shake things up, pretty much.
Yeah.
So we'll see how things go, and whatever happens, happens, and we'll go on. We'll pick up. We'll see where we go from here. But there has to be some changes. Pretty much.
Yeah, there has to be something besides this. I feel like regardless of how you vote, or if you're Republican or Democrat, or how you feel, like I could talk ad nauseum about the politics and the intricacies of housing and labor laws and all these things that have kind of been set against like the average working person due to like the things that have happened over the last few years. But more than anything, I would say this probably isn't the way it should go. Like, I think we can all agree on that. I think, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you are like a Trump supporter and you want things to like, you want everything that he wants on his agenda to happen, and you're against immigration and you're against this, at the end, it probably shouldn't go this way, though, in terms of the day-to-day and the way the actual operation of the offices that control our country work. Like, it's probably not exactly right. I think we can all agree on that, at least. And I think that that should be enough to try to halt that before it gets worse. I mean, I can honestly say that if nothing changes and all of the branches of the government remain in the control of the same party that's been in control, I can honestly say that things aren't going to get any better. Things aren't going to magically change the next day and not be this. It'll probably just ramp up and get exponentially more, like, outrageous. So let's vote now while we still have a chance to vote, because after this we'll have to wait another 2 years till 2020 to do anything about any of it. So let's not do that. I don't know. I've kind of run out of ways to kind of explain why voting is important. Like, you know, forget about, you know, people died for your right. People did die for your right to vote. Like, people really did die and get beat just so we would have the opportunity to participate. But forget about all of that. Like, do you want the people who create the rules that all of us have to live under to be people that have no idea how your life works and have no real, like, understanding of what you need and don't need? Would you like that to be the law of the land, or would you like it to be some people that kind of represent your values? And that's the question. And how bad we want to do that, how bad we want to take some time out of our day on a Tuesday. Even if we work legally, we have the right to be able to leave for a certain amount of time in order to go vote. Like, do we want to take 2 hours out of our day or less to go and just say how we feel and how we feel things to go? And that's really the question. And I can only hope that America rises to the occasion. You know?
We definitely gonna see come Tuesday for sure. So I've heard of you through some artists in Louisville. Wamil is one of them. Shout out to the homie.
Yeah.
He's got a new song.
The label head.
You know.
Creative Native Records.
So
oh yeah, we out here.
I seen him perform before. You know, I call him a legend, man. And you know, he's a humble dude, but I call him a legend. You know, he's well respected by his peers like yourselves and others. Guys like Jans, Slasher Renee, yourself, Wobbly, Jordan Jetson. You know, Louisville is just flooded.
There's a lot of talent right now, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a Lexington dude. Like, I keep an eye on what's going on. Now, you had the album release show. One of the people that was there was John of Re-Education Camp. And as soon as that show ended, he messaged me on point blank. He was like, dude, you gotta get this dude on the show, man. Album of the year. You gotta have him on the show. And I do take John's consideration to heart. You know, he's a good dude. Another politically charged album that people need to give a listen to is Re-Education Camp.
The Re-Education. Yeah, I'm actually on the intro of that, the Catchy Jingo.
Yeah,
I'm actually on there, yeah.
Yeah, I played that song when he was on a couple of weeks ago, and then I played it again today, too, knowing that he was going to be here. So I like that joint. And I do remember he had a very lengthy review on your record. I read it word for word. I'm like, if that is like a perfect review, if I've never ever seen one. Like, what's it?
Yeah.
You read it obviously. What was your reaction when you seen that from John? Just dissecting your album just like that. That was incredible.
Yeah, that is crazy, man. I mean, like, what's crazy is, like, a lot of people have kind of just gone through, or maybe even not done a whole comprehensive review like he did, but, like, maybe, like, one song or two songs, and kind of explained, like, pretty much, like, what I intended for them to get out of it, which is really cool as an artist, you know what I'm saying? Because for me, it's like, I put a lot of time, like, this has been, like, in the making for a while. You know, I can't say necessarily that, like, it took me 2 years to write the rhymes for 7 like songs worth of songs, but like realistically, like I've written and rewritten a lot of these songs over and over and over again. Not necessarily because I felt like they weren't up to snuff, but they didn't like capture what I was trying to convey properly. So like the thing I really loved about his review is he kind of explained like this song kind of meant this. Like T'Challa, the opening song is literally just kind of to say, before I get political, hey, like I rap, I'm really good at rapping. Let me kind of display that. And then, like, let's get into, like, the seriousness of kind of what I'm trying to say. But the first song, I didn't want to come in immediately and immediately just go straight into, like, law of averages off top. Like, you can, but, like, in terms of, like, structuring albums, I like to structure my albums a certain way to kind of, like, ebb and flow. And kind of get you to kind of like, I don't want you to hear 3 songs in a row that feel the same and have the same kind of vibe to them to where you get lulled to sleep. So like when he said the first song, T'Challa, he was like, yeah, it's kind of like I forget what he called it, but like something like establishment song to like establish like, look, this is me, this is my kingdom, this is my lane. Like I'm going to do what I'm about to do. Intro. You know what I mean? He was like, that was really good as one of those intros, and it's like that's what I wanted it to do. You know what I mean? Or like the Law of Averages song, or you know, or like even like you take like Never Nervous did a review, and I think it was Jake Hellman did the write-up for the review, and he had written that for Law of Averages, he was like, he speaks on like gerrymandering and subprime loans and the Botham Jean shooting and this, and named like 5 or 6 things all in the first verse alone and more. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like that was one thing I wanted to do with it. I felt like part of me was like kind of self-conscious about the fact that it was only 7 songs long. And I'm like, I know people have been waiting for years for this. So like, I don't want to be like, here's 7 songs and then people be mad, you know? I always want to service my fans properly. I always want to give them something that's worthy of them following me still. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I felt kind of self-conscious about it, but the reason why I felt comfortable with this one is that every song is so dense. There's a lot of information and a lot of things in each song to where it has really good replay value. Like, one of the things I'm more proud of is, like, John had said it in review, and other people have said the same thing. Like, I've listened to it a couple of different times, and every time I listen to it, like, in each song, I kind of catch something new or think about something different than I was. And it's like, that's kind of the power that music has. Like, I can sit here and lecture all day, but I can give you a 3-minute song, and if it's laid properly, it can exactly, like, convey how I feel. Like, without me having to write a 10-page essay, I can do a 3-minute song and convey that probably stronger, you know, because music, like, ties to our emotions in that way. So it's cool. I'm just glad people really love it. Like, I didn't expect it to, excuse me, like, I expected it to be well-received. I didn't expect it to be as well-received as it's been. So, like, you know, like the Louisville Public Library actually contacted me about it, and it's like, going to be, I think it actually is as of now, available in the Louisville Public Library.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so, like, that, and just there's a lot of things that are happening soon, so you'll see. But it's cool, man. I'm just happy. I'm just glad people enjoy it. I'm glad I was able to put out something to reflect these times, like, that was timely, you know?
You definitely know you made a mark when a local library says, "Hey, we want your music to be on our collection of sorts."
Yeah, in our catalog. Like
Catalog.
for me, like, I'm a bookworm. You know, like, I was the kid that used to go to, like, would eat lunch and sometimes would chill with the homies at lunch, but a lot of times would go to the computer lab because they have computers in the library. Like, I was that kid. So, like, I understand the Dewey Decimal System off top. You know what I mean? I'm, like, one of those. So the fact that, like, the library contacted me is crazy to me. I'm just like, it's an honor. You know what I mean? It really is. So, like, that's awesome. Oh, speaking of the library, actually, So the public library is going to be a distribution site. We're having a coat drive in Louisville. So it's called the 2Ls, One Love Coat Drive. It's thrown by Ramel 2Ls that you were talking about earlier. So we're having the coat drive. It's at Zanzibar on the 15th. Is a coat drive show. Okay. It's $5 admittance. It's $3 if you bring a coat. So you bring a gently used coat, like as long as it's just, a coat that's actually going to be warm for a person. You know what I mean? Like something that's actually like wearable. It doesn't have like a giant hole in it where it's not really performing coat functions. If that makes sense. Yeah. But like a gently used coat, just any coat. And then you get in for $3 admittance. And I'm performing on that show. I'm going to be performing the album again on that show. We have Kim Cerise is going to be spinning at the show doing DJ work. We got Church Friends is performing at the show. And then Bourbon and Biscuit is performing at the show. And I'm probably not supposed to say what Bourbon and Biscuit is, but I will say that you want to be at that show because that is a collaboration between people that will be very interesting. But that, coat drive, please bring coats. It's cold out here. It's going to get colder. And, you can drop them off at Guest Room Records. You can drop them off at the Waitlist Float Centers in the city. You can drop it off there. There's a couple different sites. If you go to Creative Native Records online, or if you go to follow me or anybody, there's the coat drive is circulating. So if you just look up, 2Ls, One Love coat drive. But that's the next big thing, and that's going to be really awesome because it's a good thing for a good cause, and we already got like a decent amount of donations. And also, forgive me for not knowing the name off the top of my head, but a laundromat actually sponsored it to where they're going to let us wash the coats for free. Because originally the money from the coat drive show was literally just going to go to washing the coats, but now we're getting free washing, so we're just going to have to dry the coats. So yeah, it's awesome. You know what I mean? Like it feels good to not only like make good music and be out here and doing music and get the claim and whatever, but to also like kind of do something good for the community and to help out and to like be like a force for good as much as you really can in your day-to-day life. And I have the opportunity to do things like that, so it's cool.
That is awesome. All for a great cause. Go check out the event. All for a great
2Ls, One Love Coat Drive. If you search on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, it'll pop up.
Well, Pronoun, it was great chatting with you. Thank you so much for being on. Everybody go get contacts on pronoun.bandcamp.com. Album of the year. It is an amazing project. And if you need something to get you prepared for election day, go play that record and go play Re-Education Camp's campaign EP Pronouns on that project as well. So go check out both projects.
We got some good info for you. Also, if you're gonna vote, I know a lot of times people just don't want to vote all Democrat, all Republican. They want to actually know who they're voting for. Yeah. Ballotready.org, I believe it is, ballotready.org. You can go there, and it'll give you a comprehensive breakdown of kind of the views and policies of all the people in your local elections. So you can kind of have an idea of what you want to do instead of just going in and being like, oh, all Democrats, are going in and being like, I'm just going to vote for this person, and that's it. Like, it's pretty quick. Like, if you really go through the local ballots, it's not that many people where you can like kind of figure out who you want to vote for pretty quickly. So ballotready.org. Check that out if you're looking to vote.
Well,
and look to vote, please. Vote, please, please, please. I can tell you as someone who has researched this for 2 years for an album that if everything remains in the power of the people who are in power right now, that things are going to get exponentially worse very quickly. I can oh my God, please vote.
Yeah.
Vote.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you.
You have a good night, man. Take it easy, man.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, thank you.
That was the